They saved the best for last, but CM Punk tonight was not the best in the world. Roman Reigns was not the tribal chief. It was Seth freaking Rollins who turned out to be a Paul Heyman guy. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Main event is over. Rollins, Punk, Roman Reigns, end of night one. We said it would have to be the best match ever to save night one. Was it the best match ever? Absolutely not. But was it the best thing that we've seen on night one? It was, but considering that this was a garbage, and I mean an absolute garbage WrestleMania up until the main event, not exactly hard for this to be the most impressive thing on the show.
No, it wasn't, right? And we'd be lying to say this sucked. Even though it's very slow, very predictable, and I mean, honestly, a tad boring. You can see who in WWE is capable of main eventing a Mania, and you can see who's not, right? There's a fucking reason the Nipple Man and the guy called Jay do not get in this spot.
Right, let's just... Maybe we should save it... I'll save him a spot for the review, but I just want to quickly say, you take WrestleMania from 2 nights, you condense it into one night the way it was, you get rid of that garbage title match with Jey Uso and Gunther, and you have the other championship on the line in this match. And straight away, you've got 2 world title matches, Cody Rhodes and John Cena, and then you've got Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk for the championship. All of a sudden, that just makes that makes this WrestleMania feel like 10 times better.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Just by condensing it to one night and putting one of the belts that was in a shite match that meant nothing into this match, which was actually pretty good.
I know, but have I not been saying this for months? I said the belt should have been ripped off of Gunther. And this match right here should have been for the belt. And it should have been, because essentially what you've got Paul Heyman turning heel, right, on Punk and Reigns, which again, why is it viewed as a heel turn? Him betraying Punk was viewed as great by the commentators. And then, well, no, him betraying Reigns initially by giving Punk the chair was viewed as like a great heroic act. Then when he punched Punk in the balls inside it with Reigns, it was like another great face manoeuvre. But then once he turns on Reigns...
He's the worst guy ever. He's a scumbag.
It makes no sense because going into this match, none of these guys were faces or heels. They were all kind of tweeners.
Yeah.
And he sold his soul to Seth Rollins. Well, how has he?
Hold on here, but Seth Rollins in the build-up was saying these other 2 guys don't care about you. And he had a fucking point.
Yeah, I know, but like, why...
Roman Reigns just treated Heyman like shit.
And Punk has used him.
Roman Reigns pushed Heyman to the floor a couple weeks ago on SmackDown.
No, but it's so forced. They're trying to heighten the moment on commentary. Like, Michael Cole screaming like, "Oh, Paul Heyman, you bastard, you son of a bitch." You know, words like this. And it's like, why though? It's like, as you pointed out, Roman Reigns is treating him like shit. Punk's not treating him the best.
This doesn't come across to me as Seth Rollins or a heel turn. It doesn't. It kind of feels like, I mean, I'm not saying Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins are the faces after this, but like you can kind of see why Paul Heyman's done this.
Yeah, I know, absolutely, and
maybe Seth Rollins has been like, "I hear those 2 guys don't care about you. They treat you like shite.
See,
why don't you team up?"
They've got nothing creative to say, so they are just like trying to put it over as a heel move to try and validate it. That's all it is from the commentary team. McAfee was the same, Barrett was the same, and Cole was doing that as well. It's like, honestly, from a storytelling point of view, it makes zero sense why Heyman aligning himself with Seth Rollins is viewed as such a fucking heel move. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense in the slightest, because it's not like in this match Seth Rollins did a manoeuvre that was viewed as so heelish that he had to be like the bona fide heel. But yeah, as for the match itself, very long. The entrances, you know, living colour. Look at my eyes. Bin bag Rollins. Roman Reigns kind of just did his own thing. I mean, I had a Mania main event feeling to it, but the problem is, as you pointed out, it had to be the greatest match in wrestling history to make up for this show.
And it wasn't.
It's still, this is. We'll talk about it more in the review, right? But this is still the worst Mania of all time. This night one. What I will say is, if this main event didn't half deliver, I mean, I could say this is one of the worst paper. Well, I mean, I think it is one of the worst pay-per-views ever, hands down. But it's like, honestly, I've never felt something feel so fucking lackluster in mid.
I just think even the main event, I mean, it was alright, like, I liked it, but too many, just too many finishers, weren't there? Kickouts, finisher, spam fest. Oh, look, a spear into a stomp, into this, into that.
It's Paul Heyman, right? It's so fucking obvious. He gets in the ring with Punk, and he's hovering around his ballsack, because you know he's going to low blow him. Then he does the exact same thing with Roman Reigns. The better spot would have been him and Han with a chair between Roman and Punk, and then he slides it clean through the middle of them to Seth Rollins. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, but that would have been quicker, and they want to drag everything out, don't they?
I know. Obviously, the way they did it, it gave you like 2 different turns. My way would have just been the one, but I think the way I did it would have been cleaner. See this Paul Heyman hovering around like a fly on shite in the ring for no reason. He just looks out of place in the ring, doesn't he?
And as soon as he gets in the ring, you know something's up.
And also, would this match not? How great would this match have been though? With Brock Lesnar in there in some capacity, a real Heyman guy.
Aye, could have been great, but it wasn't. It was alright. Anyway, guys, we'll catch you for the review. 4-hour pay-per-view. This was probably the only half-decent thing on it.
This was the only thing that felt like Mania.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, aye, that's it. Till next time. Peace.